Hi everyone and welcome to a new Out of Exile video. I'm Koshido and I just wanted to do a quick video talking about my League starter strategy for 3.18. Okay, TLDR, I will go with Blight and Harvest, and I didn't see anyone talking about those two mechanics together, and that's why I'm making this video. I will talk about the endgame tree in a little bit. Let's see the early game tree first. So I'm thinking to do a little bit of Heist before doing Act 10 Kitava. I'm doing this since many league, and every time I'm doing that to farm few cows to buy the items I need to run my build. Last league I played Mage Skeleton. I will play Mage Skeleton again this league, and I did I think about 2 hours of a heist before doing Kitava, and I managed to get the Dead Reckoning and the Flesh Crafter. Basically, the strategy is when you reach level 53, you can go in the Rogue Arbor and start buying contracts. You are looking for lockpicking, demolition, and perception because they are the more worth. They cost 1 chance orb, and every time you do a new level up, you can go back because the vendor restock. You can run them right away, but be careful of the new Arch Nemesis mods. I don't really care about min-maxing, and I'm running the contracts right away. Every time I do a level up, I go back and check the vendor, and when I have everything I need, I just go back to do the main story. If you want more detail about this strategy, check out Spicy Sushi Endless Heist on YouTube. There is a video on his channel with in-depth guide. Anyway, this is the early game tree. I will start by taking the essence node and by rushing the maps node. I think this will be the strategy used by everyone because in the beginning you will need more maps. So we are taking this path here for the Kerek mission. We are rushing, shipping the valley, shipping the sea. Then we are also taking shipping the mountains and shipping the skies. And then after that, I will add more essences and especially Harbinger. Harbingers are very good because they gives you currency and also because they gives you a lot of experience. So in the beginning it is very important to get those ASAP, especially this one. Then we can go for essences like these. Maybe we can go for this one, essence here, Harbinger. I will also be adding Rogue Exile. This is because Rogue Exile usually drops a full set of equipment, rare items, and that will be very useful if you want to do Counter type. They are very strong because usually you miss rings, belt, stuff like that, and they are dropping them. And also because you have a chance to get a very good mod out of rare items in the beginning is very useful. Right now we have spent 72 points. We should be approaching the early red maps. Now is time to start adding some league mechanics. I will start by blocking the league mechanics I don't want. So I'm gonna block Breach, Abysses, Expedition, Legion, Heist, Metamorph, and Ritual. I'm gonna leave the Blight and the Sacred Grove, the Harvest of course. I'm gonna also leave the Mirrors of Delirium because it's very strong. Many people suggest to leave the Heist mechanic in the map because rogue markers, contracts, and blueprints are worth a lot in the early league, and I agree on that. You can also take few heist node if you want. I'm gonna skip this because I saw in the last league I don't really spend time gathering my heist stuff and going on TFT by selling it in the early league. So I rather prefer have more chance to get other mechanics I interact with instead of having some heist material waiting in my stash tab. That's the reason. After that, I'm going to take some harvest nodes. So I'm going to take this one here and with this pathing. And I'm going to take this one at first. Now I'm going to see which kind of maps I'm doing because if I'm already doing tier 14 plus, I will start adding the blight. So for the blight, I'm going down here first to get the oil extractors. I'm gonna wait to get these. I shouldn't be having problem with faster blight and more non-unique monsters. But if your build isn't already optimized, isn't already strong, This may give you some problems. Also it really depend on the map. If you are in an open map, this can really make you fail your Blight. And then I'm going to take, of course, those 2 nodes right here. If I'm not doing tier 14 plus, I will probably add more chance to get harvest first while working my way towards tier 14, 16. Okay, once we have a good pool of maps and we are running T16s, we are going to spec out the nodes for the maps. So we are gonna remove the shapings and the Kirak nodes here. And we are gonna expand on Blight by taking these and these. And we can also add a few nodes to get more chance to get the harvest, like these two, like these ones. I'm not going to take these because I don't need the extra experience, and I'm not going to take these because this pathing here is very strong. This node right here is okay, but spending 6 nodes to get these, I prefer to invest in something else. And then eventually you can also maybe spec out some of those points here, some of the chance to get harvest, or some of the chance to get additional harbinger, or maybe some essences. It really depends on the current state of the market to get the sextant modifier. And eventually you can also get this node right here because I think is very strong. One thing to mention for the endgame strategies, you can take these while you're not using scarabs to have more chance to get blight and harvest. Once you start using the scarabs, you don't need this anymore. Also, we can use this node right here to stack up our favorite maps. Lastly, I went for the promenade because isn't that wide, so the blight is usually taking 2 paths, which is manageable, and also because there is the pattern drop. This time, I think I will try narrower layout. So in this way, the blight can have less rewards, and in this way force the more just oil, essentially. And I want to see if actually I'm getting more reward compared to the promenade map. Eventually, I can change it on the go. I will make a video about that. So with this node, we are gonna farm our favorite map. And when we have a good pool of favorite map, I mean like 100 or so, we can remove this one, remove every favorite map. So every time we get a map drop, we are actually getting currency drop. And to further boost this node, we can do Watchstone Snapshot to improve our natural drop chance of maps. Let me explain. Basically, how the map drop works. If you're running the Atlas with 4 Watchstone, you're only dropping tier 16. And every time you get a natural drop of tier 1, 2, 3, for example, that drop increases your map equity pool. And when it reaches certain unknown threshold, is gonna drop at tier 16 instead. So you are basically losing the natural drop of tier 1, 2, 3 to get a tier 16 instead. And by doing the Watchstone snapshot, that means you are socketing for Watchstone, opening the map, and then removing the Watchstone. You can drop maps from tier 1 to tier 16, so you won't lose that natural drop. And that natural drop is translating to basic currency because we don't have favorite maps. I need to mention Gazri TV because prior to recording this video, I was browsing YouTube and I saw his video talking about his strategies, and he also mentioned this technique in his video. So go check it out. Pretty interesting information there. Okay, back to us. Why Blight plus Harvest? So I already decided I want to do Blight early league because I think it's strong. The build I'm using is strong with Blight, so I want to do it. And I'm pairing it with Harvest because Blight gives you high level base and Harvest is using high level base. So the two together combines very well. Also, when I saw the Harvest on the map device, I've decided to learn properly how to do Harvest to make profit. Because the last time I interacted with Harvest actually was back in the Harvest League, and since then I didn't really interact with the mechanic that much. So this is a good opportunity to do it. So the reason I'm making this video is because there is no one talking about Blight plus Harvest. I think they are strong together, but I also want to have a plan B in case I'm not able to use Harvest efficiently. And in that case, I will spec out the Harvest node and maybe get either Heist to get rogue markers, contract, and sell them in bulk on TFT, or I can get a few nodes for Delirium Mirror, maybe like this one, this hype right here, and the chance to get Mirror of Delirium, because I know my build can handle Delirium and Delirium bosses. And that's it for my League starter strategy. I will also be playing the leveling part kill maps with an arcade stick because I had one laying around. I always look for more games to play with it, and I thought, why not Path of Exile? So I'm trying that for sure. And you can watch me struggling with it on twitch.tv/Kushido. Thank you very much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video, subscribe if you want more content like this, and remember, stay safe, Exile.